Good morning. It is 7:11 on the clock, and I just started thinking to myself that I'm at the end of my hiatus, and I'm going to have to go and ask my father for help. And I was just preparing myself for the type of speeches that I'm going to get, this type of things, because that's what he normally does when I ask him for help. But now, as an adult woman who can articulate and, don't really care to hear the criticism and stuff like that, because I know how powerful I have just become due to taking a hiatus. I'm prepared for it. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm talking about, but I'm prepared for that moment. He's going to try to make me feel bad, and my problem is your problem, and my problem is my problem, and great. But this new breed of people who are healing, their concepts will not make sense to their parents. The choices that they make would be along the lines of your parents saying, if I was in your shoes, I would have did it like this. In all actuality, you don't know how you're going to do anything. Okay? Because life happens. Life does what it needs to do so that you can learn what you need to learn in the moment that it's happening. So, me telling him stuff, and this is something that I learned from the past, he would say things along the line of, if I was in your shoes, if I had the opportunities that you had, and, along those lines. And that's cool. But I can never say something like that to somebody, because personally, it's just best to have what you have. You or everybody is dealt what they're dealt. So there's no reason for me to feel or want to feel like I would want to be in your shoes. I've gone through my mother wound. I've never sat there and wished I had a mother who loved me or cared for me or anything like that, because that's not what I was dealt. I was dealt with a woman who wasn't proud of herself. So therefore, that's what I'm dealing with, right? So to sit there and say that you want to be like somebody is weird business to me. It's weird. Anyhow, so I'm preparing to go back and seek help and start this project that I got going on right now, because I really totally see myself becoming a better version of myself. This hard moment in my life right now, well, it wasn't hard. It's just testing me to see if I'm really adamant about the choices that I make, no matter how good it looks, no matter how grand and presentable it looks. Am I serious about the choices that I make? And going back and the things that I have learned about myself, just being able to articulate myself, just being able to speak how I feel, being able to say how I feel, being able to do the things that I want to do. This moment has granted me that time to brush off anybody's attitude or anything like that, And going to ask for help is a hard thing, It's a hard thing, but I'm still here, so therefore something has to open up for me, you know what I mean? Like something has to be there for me. So I'm just grateful for having this experience where I can really be myself. My trauma can be articulated now. I can say exactly what's bothering me, because before I didn't know what was bothering me. I needed to understand what the mother wound was trying to teach me. I needed to understand the lessons that came with healing this mother wound, especially when you come out of a mindset of victim to survivor, to understanding that it wasn't here to break you, it was actually here to teach you. You needed to learn from it. You needed to understand it. You needed to be one-on-one with it. No more outside forces, right? Figure out what's bothering you deep down inside. Get to the core of everything. Right? So, as I've gone through my healing journey and I've been starting this little project, I realized that there could be a lot of people out there that are suffering internally and just need a moment to breathe. You just need a moment to regain yourself. You need a moment to figure out who you are. Just yesterday I had a discussion with myself, and I'm gonna be sharing all my thoughts because thoughts are important. Just had a moment to understand that in order to move forward, you have to be able to let go of the past. I want to say it's very important. Yes, but it's more beneficial than important. It's beneficial to let go of the past because the past is I wanna use the analogy of an actual wound because I am a licensed practical nurse. Yeah. And there's a process in the wound cleaning health that you clean out the wound. It's called debridement, right? Debridement. And you clean out the wound so that fresh skin or flesh can show. And that flesh is going to bleed, and that's a good sign. That flesh is going to be pink, and that's a good sign. If you left that dead skin there, it would cause the rest of the skin to decay as well. And that's sort of like what the past is doing to a lot of us. We're holding on to the past. And the past is like I'm here if you need me. No fight, no nothing. Just, I'm here. Because the past wants to be wanted. The past wants to serve a purpose. But what it does, it just keeps things cancerous. So it's very important that you let go of the past. You let go of the things that once bothered you, and that's okay if it bothered you. But letting go has shown that you have solved, you have went through it, you have defeated it when you let go of the past. The past served its purpose, and now it's time for you to move past it, because it's not going to move. It's fixed. And also with the debridement of the wound, it's not something that just falls off. It's a surgical removal. The patient has to go to the doctor, and the doctor does it surgically. So it's a special treatment that needs to be handled with care, handled sterile. It's something that has to be looked at critically. You understand? So I'm using this analogy because this is what life is like when you have trauma. You have to really get in there to remove the stuff. Intentionally remove what is causing you problems, causing you pain, causing you issues, causing you not to understand yourself, causing you low confidence, causing you to feel like you're just defeated. They talk about no contact, and I am an advocate for that, because you have to be able to grow. You have to let go of the things that was once stifling you. First, you have to realize that you're being stifled. If you don't realize that part, then it's kind of hard for you to let go of things that you don't even know what to let go of. And in order to let go of these things, it really does come peacefully. It really does. So, with this healing process, this hiatus that I took, this moment of clarity, has really served a great purpose in what I'm trying to establish. I had to take a step back and really clear everything up, understand what I'm trying to do and all that type of stuff. I have journals that I'm contemplating if I should discard, because I'm ready to let it go. I don't look back at it. And, me just hearing me say that, like, I don't look back at the journals. I don't look back at the thoughts. I don't look back at it. I guess it is time to let it go. I guess it is. I've done so much inner work. I say the glue is tacky. The glue on my heart is very tacky. It's not fully dry yet, and I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to do anything that'll dismantle it again. I am emerging into who I want to be, who feels natural, who is supposed to be here. And it's a scary process, yes, because you have to let go of everything. You have to learn how to detach from everything. This is what I'm grateful for, because the strength that comes from this moment isn't a strength that anybody can really help you with. It's a strength that you need to know you can do. I'm grateful for that. My healing journey was very chaotic. I was in a very dark space at one point. Was journaling, was smoking, I just couldn't see things from a perspective, a certain perspective, and decided to really step into that moment where it's like, yeah, it's time to get serious. It's time to create what we need to create. Me taking time out has really opened my eyes how I want to formulate, how I want to help people, how I want people to just heal and work on themselves. It's a very important, beneficial step in one's life who has gone through trauma. Trauma has a way of just sticking. You can ignore it, but it's very important for you to tackle it face on, head on. And that's what we're going to do on this channel, this platform, podcast. I'm calling it Second Puberty. And I'm going to do another, I'm going to do another podcast right after this on why I'm calling it Second Puberty. But I thought that would be a great name, Second Puberty, only because we're going through a whole transformational period, and puberty is usually a crossing, right, into teenager, and we want to see that work. We want to see that transformation that a lot of us are making into adulthood now. We are transforming into adults who are creating the life that they want to live. We've always knew we wanted to be great. We just didn't know how to get there. And realizing that your trauma is going to teach you how to get there. Your trauma was set up to teach you how to become a better version of yourself. And I want to be a part of this great phenomenon. You know, I want things to work out in such a great manner for not only for myself, but I want to help people as I go through my newfound path. So join me on Second Puberty as I talk about the things that has helped me through my healing journey. I have a lot to say, and I'm truly grateful.